Hey, Assalamu alaikum everybody. Just moved down on the ground. Again, the dates on these videos from the last one until the one that's going to say today, which is, what is it, this 17th or 18th of February. They're not completely arbitrary, but I'm not sure of the dates, so I'm just putting on dates. Um, yeah, in the past month, something very interesting happened that was eye-opening. Our water got shut down. It wasn't because we weren't paying the bill or anything. It just got shut, and I think it had something to do with pressure. So I'm glad it didn't happen in the shower, which would have uh, really been a big pain, especially when you have shampoo and soap, and how do you get it off? And yeah, it's very hard. However, um, it did happen, and you got to think. I mean, you have a toilet, you got to make wudu, ablution, wash yourself. You got to shower to not smell bad when you go to class and when you go to work and things like that. So it was a really big eye opener. When these things happen, you don't take it for granted anymore. It's like when my hot water got cut off in freezing Germany. You realize the value of that. Um, I remember one professor who I had who taught a little mini class was telling us about when he used to study in Cairo that he would have a bottle of sand next to his sink, and the reason for that is in Islam, if you don't have water to properly wash yourself, you can use sand uh, as a pure material to also get the same business done, so that you can pray, hold the Quran, and other things. So it was very interesting when the water got cut, and I realized and I remember that the biggest crisis we have, according to Islamic Relief, I remember hearing this a lot. I read a lot of statistics about it. I think it's still there. Clean water. I mean, that's a huge issue right now. They call sewage water a sarf al-sahi. Um, and sahi here being used as an adjective means healthy or to do with health. Which is ironic. Now, I may just be not understanding the subtleties of this term in the Arabic language, but it doesn't seem like an appropriate term. In one movie that we have to see this week for the Ammiya class, the colloquial class, it's called Morgan, Ahmed Morgan, talks about the corruption in the government. One of the guys who's Saad al-Imam, I mean, he's in, I don't know, almost every big Egyptian movie. He's in a lot of movies. He's the big star. He's there in front of the parliament, and it's a big satire, and he's like, you know what, we shouldn't complain about the dirty water we have in Egypt, and the problem at that time was that the sewage water and the drinking water got mixed up together. And that, from what I know, that happens in Syria too. And he says, you know what, this is how we build immunity. Foreigners come to Egypt so that they can build an immunity to all these different diseases. And I guess it's true. I mean, I drink the tap water here, and I know it's terrible for my health. Probably has long-term problems. I did it in Syria too, and uh, if I go back to Syria, I will be drinking it again. I think it does build up my immunity, but it's nasty. It's not clean. It has a lot of bad things in it. Um, and he also says, this is very nasty, but he still says it, so I'm just repeating it to you. It's a funny movie. You should see it. I still haven't, but I've seen clips of it. Um, he says, anyways, this is from the Egyptian people, so it's our pride and heritage. I don't know why I said that. Shouldn't have said that. That's not very ew. In Syria, what they do is it's typical. Now, I was living in a part of Damascus uh, where they had, when the electricity would get cut out, and it was a regular thing every either twice a day or once a day, depending on the days. And also water would get cut out. Now, a lot of times I was staying in Kefir Susa, which is it's a pretty high class area. So I was spoiled because they had a generator for the building. Now, other electric items like the washer, the oven slash microwave, and the air condition, they wouldn't work during this time, but all the other items would, and it was totally fine. So they weren't affected. I went to another place in Muhajirin where the minister of culture, or the cultural minister, she used to live there. So um, that was not cut out as often. Now the big crisis right now is the propane tanks. Basically, um, for the past 3 weeks, propane tanks have been in. There haven't been many at all. And what I heard, the reason for that is when Egypt beat Algeria in the big victory, they stopped sending propane gas here. And so this is a very natural thing. You need it for stove, you need it for different items. Now, what I've heard also is that in some places, especially in the Delta, which is, when the Nile splits up like that in that area up there after Cairo, north of Cairo, um, it's gone from like 6 pounds to 70 pounds. So there's a really big crisis right now. And again, all the stuff just makes you realize the value of it, of electricity, of water, of gas. I mean, how are you supposed to cook food if everything is based on gas? And you buy tanks, um, you pay for the gas in those tanks. You hook it up to your stove, and then you twist it. You put soap to make sure that it's not bubbling, so that it's not leaking, and then you cook and you use that to eat and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting stuff. And took it all for granted, but when you travel and stuff like that, you start to realize the value of these things. So yeah, I mean, I was really living it up in the U.S. So thanks, and